Coming to you every week from no place in particular. This is the Forever Road podcast featuring Bosco. He's a music lover, a historian, and a connoisseur of the obscure. Find us on some great platforms like iHeart, Spotify, and even more as we keep growing. Now, pointed down the Forever Road, here's Bosco.
Welcome to Forever Road Podcast. I am Bosco, and joining me this week, as usual, is Brother Turtle, the God Turtle, or just Turtle. Welcome to the best, worst thing you've never seen. I'm glad to be here. It's been another week. It's been hot. I hope everybody's been safe. And yeah, that's all I got. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. What you got?
Sweet dreams.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just
long time no speak.
yeah, it's been God, at least a while. I mean, I did go eat dinner.
Yeah, man. It's been work, and that's about it. Yesterday, I started going back to the gym last week. Yeah, kind of overdid it a little bit, but on my lower back, it hurts. So I'm just gonna put this disclaimer out first and foremost. Anybody who's in any kind of manual labor, any kind of manual type job, I learned the hard way. If don't let a company break you without paying you. I have 3 herniated discs in my back from hard labor work, and the worst one is really in my neck and in my lower back. Those are the 2 worst. Give me the most trouble. But
Like walks around like this.
See, I'm not old. I'm injured. There's a difference.
Sure.
But I can still get that. I can still do what I have to do.
You wanted to say I can still get down. Yeah, but you can't get back up.
Oh, not without help. But thank y'all for joining us again this week. I'm still a little sore, but I'll be okay. I'm not big on meds, and you got to take this kind of med, take anti-inflammatory, this, that, and the other. I just usually get up and stretch, try to get movement back going, but other than that, trying to get back in some kind of better shape. I mean, rounds of shape, I know, but
fairly decent shape.
It's a sphere. Yep. Let's see. Thank you for all the followers. I'm going to start off with this. Thank you for all the followers. If you're watching YouTube, click like on this video, hit share it to everybody that you know. It helps us in the algorithms. If you're audio listeners, go into your settings and click auto download. That really helps us out as well. Got a few other shout outs to make here before we really get started. The guys over at, I want to give a big personal shout out to a good buddy of mine, Bernie, who's helped me out and who's given me a lot of advice, and he's done a lot of good for me, building this and kind of going through all the motions. He's been a lot of help. I talked to him last Friday, and really, it's a big shout out to him. I don't know if he'll ever hear this. I don't know if he really follows this or not, but either way, I will tell him.
We hope not. You're like, man,
like
I said him all that, and this is what he came up with.
Buy him a book, send him to school. But y'all, this is the Automotive and Music Culture and History Podcast. Forever Road. Here we are.
There we went.
Yeah, and there it goes. We have a little bit of hot rod history and culture to go over. And what I was thinking also was, maybe some road trip memories, something like that. Because in a month, I'll be videoing this from a hotel room in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Already got my room situated. I think Bubba here. Bubba's going to join me and go with me to Mo Party, the biggest Mopar event in the country. I think brought to you by Holly. No, they don't pay me to say that, but just figured, the Holly Performance
Throwing it out there.
Party. Yep, just throwing it out.
Lucky bastard.
I have waited 5 years? Well, since the thing started.
You have been talking about it for quite a while.
Yeah. I've last year I didn't go because I had to pay to put a transmission in Mrs. Bosco's Tahoe. So I went ahead and booked the room, and hopefully I'll have a road companion, my youngin. Hopefully Bubba will go. And if not, then I'll just go by myself.
Yeah, you'll definitely need 2 more hands on a motor swap.
They say it's a pretty good swap meet as well.
Exactly. You're going to get up there and find this big badass Hemi for a really low price and be like, fuck, I'm selling this, this, and this. I want that. Come on, son. We're doing this in a parking lot.
Oh, gosh. What's the dumbest engine swap you could even think of?
You ready for this?
Yeah.
68 Camaro with a 2JZ.
That sounds like Finnegan's 69 or 68 Charger with a 2JZ in it.
Yeah, they did that to a Charger too. But why would you take a big V8 that you can easily get 1,000 horsepower out of and put a 2JZ in it? Granted, you can still get 1,000 horsepower out of it, but is it going to be able to put it down with all that weight? Granted, they just did it to build a burnout car, but it's so stupid. Like, no.
I mean, I don't know. I understand some things like, okay, you want to take out old carbureted 360, put a fuel injection 360 in. I get that.
Man,
you want to take a four-cylinder. You want to take a 4-cylinder out of a Dakota and, swap a V8 into it. I'm down with that. But
whatever it is, you want to put an LS in it. Okay, cool. But why would you go from a big block or a small block V8 or just V8 in general to 2JZ?
I don't know.
It's harder to find parts for those things.
Isn't that kind of what they did in that movie in one of the Fast and Furious? Was it Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, with that Mustang, they put was it a 2J they put in it? I don't know.
Was that a 2JZ?
I think so. It might have been, or it was an RB out of a 30. What? I was trying to say it.
I'll look it up.
The Skyline, the R34 Skyline.
Yeah, it's an RB26.
Yep, RB26. I couldn't remember.
In the movie Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, Mustang Fastback powered by a Nissan Skyline engine. That's the one he totaled.
Yeah, his dad's Mustang.
Yeah.
I think it's fucked up. They never show his dad finishing off that Mustang.
No. Well, they don't. That movie series has a bad continuation problem.
It does. I know.
And I think Jill Billy, Chief Keef's, or Jason Kiefer, for those that know, his girlfriend Jill wants to come on and do a deep dive on some Fast and Furious movies. So,
man,
we haven't scheduled that out yet.
You better schedule that more than 6 months out. I gotta go back and watch all the movies. I haven't seen like the last 5 of the 40 they have.
I'm caught up. I've seen all of them.
I stopped watching after oh god, let's see. Obviously the first one. Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift. What was the other one?
Let's see, Tokyo Drift was the third one. Fourth was Fast and Furious.
I think I saw that one, and that was it.
That's when he found Letty.
Yeah, the fourth one. Yeah, that's when he went down south.
No. Fast and Furious was he went down south, but he thought Letty died. And I think Fast 5 was when they found her.
Yeah. That's right.
And then
I didn't see that. I didn't see that next one when they went south and the F-bomb. When F-bomb was in there, that's the last one I saw. I stopped watching after that because they were starting to get into. They were getting away from the original story, as I saw it. Like they were going into this weird spy kind of shit, this XXX Vin Diesel stuff.
We got Frank Chigley's in the chats. I've known him for a very long time. You remember him, Turtle, at the car show in Perry? Yeah, he's in the chats with us.
Yeah, he's basically saying the same thing I was saying earlier, is that you could take a V8 and a 2JZ and get the same horsepower out of it. The difference between the V8 putting horsepower down and that 2J putting it down is that V8 is going to have torque longer, whereas that 2J is going to have shorter bands of torque. That's why a lot of people put them in their burnout cars or their drift cars, because it has more responsive torque, but for shorter periods of time.
Right.
But that's what I was saying about the Camaro that they did it to, is that they put a 2JZ in it to get the power right away, as opposed to more over time.
Right. Well, those movies, trying to make it look cool, and hey, I mean, at the same time, I think.
Oh, that wasn't a movie. That was real life.
This may be an unpopular opinion and maybe just an insight from me, but I think Fast and Furious brought a car culture to light, and they did a lot for the car culture.
Yep.
As a whole.
Yep.
Because then you saw more people getting out and building cars, building hot rods, building street cars. Of course, the import scene exploded.
Yeah.
Everybody in their damn Civics and Honda Accords and everybody like that thought they were dumb, and
yeah.
And I've always driven and you can ask Frank this, for the most time, I've always had a full size Dodge. Yeah, that's true. V8 more torque, quicker and longer, and still gives you a longer engine life. V8 simply doesn't have torque. Yeah, it's true. I'll get to that in just a second. My opinion about something that
And that's what I was
talking-
saying earlier. Is that's why I didn't understand why they did the swap just for a burnout or a drift car. But I can understand more for the drift car because of the way the power band works. But anyway,
Right.
go ahead.
But they're getting Fast and Furious. My whole take away the we're road pirates basically, where we robbing trucks and gasoline trucks or whatever down in South America. Take away that they did more for the car culture, I think, in my opinion, than any other movie out there. But and cater to the audience. Yeah, exactly. So they go to now they're super soldiers. What? Come on,
Well,
man.
they actually created an audience.
They're CIA operatives,
Yeah. Now they're
race car
government
drivers. What?
shit. Yeah.
Come on,
I
man. Super spies.
I think that's the reason why I didn't watch that next movie, is because of shit like that.
I think I stayed with it because of I just want to see the continuation of the story,
I do, but it's like, do I really want to?
Well, it's kind of like watching Smokey and the Bandit 1, then 2 comes out.
Yeah.
Of course, we were in diapers, but not even born yet when 1 came out. But and then the 3rd one comes out in the early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as later, all right, well, you got to see one of them. You got to see the 2 and 3.
Wizard of Oz. Any Wizard of Oz fan can tell you that the second 2 movies sucked.
Never even heard of them.
You're not a fan, though, are you?
Mm-mm.
Exactly.
Not really. There's Falk around and find outs in the chats. BC, hey. And Chief was in here a second ago. He's getting ready for his live over there at One More. I'm out of here. They cover everything news and anything headlines, hot topics, and things like that. We're so grateful they're on here. I'm glad they popped in and say hello. I know he's getting ready to go live on his, but
Uh-oh.
I don't know. Am I
I
getting
hope it's
something in the
not
mail?
I hope it's not one of those very inconspicuous brown boxes again. Stuff's really, really hard to explain to the wife.
Yeah, really. What is this? Don't worry about it.
Why does your Jeep sound louder? Shut up. Listen. It's pretty.
Hey man, I got that 5.7 Eagle head engine we put in your Jeep.
Stop it. I'm gonna need a whole
So today, and maybe Frank Chicklees can actually chime in on this. Yeah, Chief, I'll send you my address. I actually sent it before, but whatever, dude.
Yeah, whatever, dude. Should have kept up with that. Wow, I feel loved. Already forgot my address.
Right? He should have it in his text messages.
That's okay. I forgot your address, and I come to your house all the time. I just know where your house is. Was probably just having one more.
One more, exactly.
It said was probably drinking. I said was probably just having one more.
So,
Kids these days. Anyway,
you and I both grew up in the automotive world, the automotive culture. I mean, as many listeners know, if y'all know me for more than a day, know that I've surrounded my life with, I'm not a sports guy. I could care less about sports, football, baseball, basketball. Hey, man, not knocking it. Do your thing. It's whatever. I don't care. I've just assumed spend a good time in a junkyard somewhere pulling parts off of some something that, for hot rodding. I grew up around car cultures, going to car shows about every other weekend, wherever there was one. Every weekend, going to the barbecue joint up the road from my house. That was the first Saturday of every month when I was a kid. There was, many car shows, many memories, walking around being that kid, just gazing at, all kind of different cars. I'm a big Mopar nut. Everybody knows that, but I love them all.
Allman Brothers.
So, all right. So, growing up, you hear these names like Edelbrock. You see these names on these cars: Edelbrock, Holly,
Muncie.
Yeah, Muncie. But of course, you see all the big the brand manufacturers' names: Ford 9-inch. What is a 9-inch? It's a rear end. What are these things? What do these parts do? There was one particular one that was big time in drag racing, and this man loved speed. They called him the King of Speed. As a matter of fact, his name was Mickey Thompson, born Marion Thompson.
Marion Lee.
Marion Lee. I couldn't remember the Lee part. Anybody else named Marion, dude?
Several. Really old people.
Any famous people that stick out in your mind named Marion?
Oh man. Maybe one, but I can't even think of his name or what he did. I recognize the name from somewhere besides Mickey.
Yep, John Wayne. His name was Marion.
Yep, that's it. That's exactly who it was. I could see the face, but I couldn't get his name out. Yep, that's the one.
His real name was Marion. I don't remember his last name, but anyway. So, let's see, Marion Lee. I had it pulled up on my other laptop. Hang on.
Haha.
Mickey Thompson. Marion Lee Thompson was born December 7th, 1928. And I thought it was San Fernando. Anyway, Alhambra, California. Alhambra. Yeah, sure. Alhambra. Okay. Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yep. He always had a fascination with building stuff, trying to figure things out. He had a mechanical fascination. I believe one story I heard that he took his folks' washing machine apart. Apparently it was gas powered back then, and put it and built a go-kart for himself.
Yeah. I've heard
that. Another time, he took the skates off of his sister's, the wheels off his sister's skates, and that would later become the skate car that he built. Sorry, my throat's a little dry. He added buggies he added batteries to a cart so he could drive it back up the hill after a derby race. So he was always finicking and messing with stuff and tinkering and all that stuff. He would later get involved in the hot rod scene around San Fernando Valley, which is like one of the original places for hot rodding and the car culture. A lot of videos I've watched over the last couple days it's still like that. From what I understand, I don't know. I've never been there. Have you?
Yeah, I've been in the area. There's car shows every weekend during the summer. There's hot rods everywhere, all up and down the West Coast, man. It's not just San Bernardino, San Fernando. It's all up and down the West Coast.
So him being a hot rodder. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, not so far north because it gets so much colder up there.
Yeah.
And the snow and stuff deter people from keeping their hot rods up there. But other than that, yeah.
He was set. His interest turned into land speed drag racing. Oh wow!
Be glad you got out of there.
Huh?
I said, be glad you got out of there.
Yeah, the '60s. That was.
It's a rough LA County.
Marine's blood joined the chats. So he was a big hot rodder in his youth. He increasingly pursued land speed records in his late 20s and 30s. He was the first man to actually hit and top 400 miles per hour in the Challenger 1. It was at 406.60 miles per hour in Bonneville Salt Flats. If y'all don't know what Bonneville Salt Flats are, that's where they set the land
You're on
speed
the wrong
records
channel.
at.
You're on the wrong channel. You should know what Bonneville is. All any car dude's got to say is, I'm going to Bonneville. You ain't talking about the town if you're a car guy.
Yeah.
You
ain't talking about.
Is the only proper response.
You ain't talking about riding off in a Pontiac. I mean, unless you're in a Pontiac Bonneville to go to Bonneville. Which, in that case, I'm sorry, but so he ended up driving, like I said, the Bonneville Salt Flats in the Challenger 1. Let me see if I can pull up that Challenger 1 of his. Let's see. I will gladly do it.
On the front
Trying to
page.
get me a producer, some guy that goes, "Hey, I got you," and then pulls it up.
It's right here. I can't make it any bigger, and you can't see it from your house, but I got it up.
That's what she said.
Ooh. El Mirage. Nice. Frank, you lucky dog. Never been to El Mirage.
Oh, man. Now, that is one thing that is brought to my attention. And I can't remember the name of that race. But Mickey Thompson, early in his racing career, was involved in the race down in Mexico. And it was called, I can't pronounce it.
One of the Bajas?
I think it predated Baja. Let's see. Waiting for the picture to come through. It's a fuzzy picture. Huh. That didn't make. That's a black and white one. That's better. Okay. Hang on. Y'all bear with me. There we go.
Trans-American? Oh, no.
Boom.
Yeah, that's the Challenger.
Mm-hmm. See how aerodynamic that is?
Yeah. Should have pulled the picture off of Wikipedia with the hood off. See all four motors, or not the whole motor, but
Oh yeah.
Joker's got 4 motors in it.
Let's see if the same. I had it. Let's see.
Yeah, good family car. Yeah.
That's right. We don't care about fuel mileage.
It gets you from 0 to dead in 0.2 seconds.
Let's see. What's the name of that? It's like Mark. No.
So anyway, he was one of the first to do that race.
No, he was the first one to break the 400 mile an hour.
Oh, but you were saying this race in Mexico that he did.
Yeah, he had a, that's it, Carrera Panamericana.
Ah, okay.
Yep, 2,178 mile, or for those up that rock the other lengths of measurement, 3,507 kilometers.
And when did he do that?
It was 1950.
Okay.
Well, hang on. There's section. Yeah, the 1950 race. Yeah, I was right. Ran almost the entire. It was to celebrate Mexico's interstate highways, and they ran it. There was a bad wreck. There was this one turn, and somebody had already come through there and missed the turn and killed some people already. So by the time Mickey Thompson came through there, his navigator was looking out, and he swerved to miss a little girl who was right there, and he inevitably took out some more people in trying to swerve to not hit the little girl. And that would haunt him for what they say for the rest of his life. There was another wreck later on in racing that was very tragic, where they were driving the skate car. I think it was Indianapolis, 1963 Indianapolis 500.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out the guy's name that died in that accident because I was so focused on Mickey Thompson that I forgot the guy's name. But he got away from racing in that aspect of NASCAR and Indy racing and things like that with the skate cars. So he went back to drag racing. Now, drag racing Mickey Thompson is drag racing is like Dwayne Allman and guitars. And Allman Brothers pull again. I had to.
Yeah, it's like a thing now. Everybody's placing bets on when you're going to do it. Not if you're going to do it. They know you're going to do it. Every show.
What? I had to tie it in somehow.
Just driving down the street, listening to the Allman Brothers. Boom, there it is. Anyway.
So he would go on and build his own company. Let's see, post Indy. When he was married to a lady named Judy.
Trudy.
Well, that was his first wife was Judy. They ended up divorced, and at a race.
Oh, yeah.
He ended up meeting this lady, Trudy.
That's right.
Huh?
I said, that's right. I forgot about that. Forgot about his first wife.
Yeah.
He apparently didn't like money or something. I don't know.
Him and Trudy had so much in common that, I mean, they would go to racing together. They would race. I think they said he pulled up next to her and was like, "Hey, you want to race?" And that's how they met. Hey, thing got a Hemi.
Hey, that thing got a Hemi. Oh my God. That'd be the worst pickup line ever. If it worked, it'd be superb.
I was gonna say, not to the right girl is not.
I mean, I won't tell you on your channel what I said to my wife that picked her up. So there's some stuff out there.
Believe me. I mean, not to the right girl. It's not. I'm that right girl.
Hey, baby. I'm telling you, we're putting a Hemi in that Jeep. All right, go ahead.
I got a Hemi. Okay. What was his company's name?
Mickey Thompson.
Now there was another name that he had created. Mickey Thompson. Aside from, I mean, and he was like, he had gone through a lot of engineering designs to make racing safer. The water barrels, for people to crash into were, a safety. There was a lot of, engineering. Not only did he race, but racing and motorsports was his life. Now, he started getting older, and his health started declining. So he needed a partner, and the
individual.
Yeah. No, I was reading the chat. Sorry. In comes Frank. Frank Goodwin.
Michael Frank Goodwin.
Yep. Did we talk about Mike or just Pitt? Unfortunately.
So yeah, Mike got himself in a sticky situation by being the one that had no alibi. At least not a solid alibi.
Yeah.
But
March 16th.
I'll say he owed Mickey some money, and he refused to pay him quite a bit. And then go ahead, Bosco. You was about to say.
He ended up owing him
almost 800. 768.
I don't think it was quite that.
768. That's what Wikipedia says, at least. It's anywhere from 725 to 800. I've heard different amounts. But Goodwin had apparently spent quite a bit of that money 2 months before the Thompsons were killed.
Yeah. So before him and Frank's friendship broke up, when it all happened, so as to not compete with each other, Mickey would stick with off-roading, and Frank went and did his own thing. But he started interfering in the off-road racing, like Baja, like you said.
Yep.
La Carrera Panamericana. I said it right that time. He would get involved in that off-road stuff. Well, when Mickey Thompson Entertainment Group kind of wasn't making much money, he had to find some other help. Mickey Thompson took Frank to court and won a lawsuit for him to get his money back from Frank. And it was $768,000 settlement that he owed Thompson. Goodwin and his wife bought $275,000 worth of gold coins 2 months before the Thompsons were murdered and wired $200,000 to the bank in the Grand Turk Island.
It was
I don't know where that is.
Grand Turk Island?
Yeah.
That is, where is that? I'm trying to bring it up on the map. Oh, well, doesn't show me a map. Yeah, they're way over there somewhere.
Goodwin and his wife left. But so on the morning of March 16th, 1988, Thompson and his his wife Trudy were.
It was a dog. No, I'm just playing.
His wolf. His wife were murdered, supposedly by two hooded gunmen. And the initial reports that there were two black gunmen. Now, this is in a ritzy, upscale, gated type community. And they were gunned down. I mean, it was bad. What they noticed, and maybe BC can cue in on this, that it wasn't a robbery.
Nope.
It was straight murder.
Yep.
She had her jewelry on. Her purse was still there. Mickey Thompson, all the stuff. Nobody entered the house. Like they were just gunned down, left in the driveway, and whoever did it just dipped out.
Wasn't it on bicycles?
Apparently, they were walking.
Yeah, they were believed to have been on bicycles, and then they got off bicycles, went over there, did the murder, jumped back on the bicycles, and took off.
Cling, cling. So
I hate to make the joke because it's kind of disrespectful, but it is kind of sad that the fastest man alive gets killed and the guys get away on the slowest vehicle possible. I'm sorry, I have a very dark sense of humor.
Before all that, he had Mickey Thompson said he wasn't afraid of Frank. He wasn't worried about it, but
no.
Trudy was. Oh, yeah, definitely was a hit.
Definitely a hit. You can't. But see, I mean, given just what we've talked about so far, think about this. Well, no, I'll wait. Because I got a good question to ask after we talk about all the information.
So before that even happened, he was told by Ted Nugent, yes, the madman from Detroit, that same one.
That guy.
Mickey, you need to carry a gun. Of course, I mean, Uncle Ted tells everybody to carry a gun. Let's be real here. But he told him, carry a gun. And Trudy was like, yes, that sounds like a good idea, because if she felt like she could not trust Frank, he was, unpredictable,
dastardly.
Yeah, he liked his lifestyle, he liked his money, he liked spending money, he liked gallivanting and doing whatever he did, but he didn't want anybody messing with that. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. So stories were that these two gunmen, and then here it is, several years later. The case remained unsolved until 2001 when Goodwin, he left 5 months after the murder trial on their yacht and didn't return for more than 2 years. So fast forward to 2001. The state of California, Orange County, California, charged Goodwin with the murders. Before the trial could be completed, it was ended on
It was by appeal.
Yeah. They moved him to Pasadena. 2006, Pasadena Superior Court judge ordered Goodwin to stand trial. During the trial, several witnesses, finally, after 20-something years, several witnesses pointed him out. Yeah. And they reported hearing Goodwin threatening to kill the Thompsons. I'm going to kill that son of a bitch. I'm going to kill that. I ain't going to say that word. I'm going to take out Mickey. I'm too smart to get caught. I'll have him wasted. He'll never see a nickel. I'll kill him first. Doesn't know who he's
messing with.
He's
Dead. Yeah.
I try to keep it at least somewhat clean on here, man. I ain't,
yeah. Except for when you have me on here.
Yeah.
Told you.
The jury found him guilty of murder in the death of Thompson and his wife. He was sentenced to 2 consecutive life terms without parole. Subsequent motion for a new trial was denied. Fast forward to 2015, California's 2nd District Court of Appeal ruling, although no direct evidence connected Goodwin to the case, the array of circumstantial evidence was found to be overwhelming that 2 men who murdered the Thompsons have not been located. Now, what I heard, and I know this was a hit, I'm pretty sure it was a hit. What I heard was that he was identified as sitting in some rusty red Chevelle on the side of the road before they were gunned down.
Yep.
I mean, didn't even look like a botched robbery. It just come up, shoot them, cold blood, walk away.
They said from the beginning that was a straight up murder. Regardless if it was a called hit or whatever, that was just straight up murder. Whoever shot those people had no intentions of taking anything from them. Death was the only cause.
Yeah.
But see, so here's my question. After all of that, Frank goes and has all this money, $768,000 that he's supposed to pay Mickey, right?
Right.
2 months before the Thompsons are murdered, in their driveway, Goodwin and his wife purchase all that gold, all those gold coins, 2 months before they're killed, right?
Right.
They also wired $400,000 to these islands, right?
Right.
He goes out on his yacht and he's gone for several years or whatever. 2001, all the stuff starts happening. He's off to jail, right? All this time, you telling me he didn't give up nobody? When they finally got him, he didn't have nothing.
That's a good question.
So who else was involved?
Yeah.
Because there's no way it was just him and those 2 gunmen. There's no way he could have gotten away with it like that. Well, I mean, he didn't, but you see what I'm saying? He got away with it. They got him on circumstantial evidence, which is the hardest thing to do. I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying he wasn't involved in it happening. I'm simply saying that there was a much higher power working in that. And I don't mean spiritually either. Because there's no way in the world he would have had $275,000 worth of gold coins. I mean, you're trying to go to all these countries and not be found. Yeah, okay, $275,000 is really a whole lot, especially when they know you've got money because you own a yacht and you're from the US.
How much is, let's see, what is $275,000 in gold coins?
You got to do it by weight.
This is 1985, though.
88.
I mean, 88. And then $400,000 back then in 88?
Yeah.
Where's the inflation calculator?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Okay. I mean, you could probably get somewhere with $400,000 in cash. Why did he come back? Now, I'm not supporting that he murdered somebody and got
No.
away.
No, not at all. But why did he come back? Statute of limitations. He thought they would be up.
There's no statute of limitations on murder.
Does he know that though? Have the rules
That's
changed
true.
since then? Does he know rules from the 60s when he was growing up? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh dear Jesus!
Everybody pretends to be a lawyer when they're on the hook for it.
$400,000. You ready? $400,000 in 1988 is worth $1,030,268.81
In today's money.
in today's money.
That's
Well, last year's money, but yeah, basically. It's probably worth more now because of
oh
it,
yeah.
but still, it's worth
I don't know,
over
man.
$1 million. $400,000 is worth over $1 million. Ain't that some shit? Well, I should have started saving my pennies earlier. I'd have at least $5 by now.
Saving my money back when I was 8 years old.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but you see what I'm saying, though, right? I mean, there's no way possible he did that on his own. None.
No.
And they stopped investigating once they figured out it was him that was involved. They just wanted to pin it on somebody. I mean, Mickey Thompson was famous.
Right.
And that department did not want to have to deal with that for years and years and years. They just wanted to close the case.
Yeah, that's all they wanted.
That or they did find out who was responsible. And they were like, yeah, we're not putting our foot in that shit pile.
Anybody else in the comments got anything to say? I mean, my thing is like Frank was behind it, but was he,
he wasn't the ringleader. You want me to tell you my theory?
Who else could have? Yeah.
So we know that he wasn't very good with money, right?
Right.
So he goes and buys the gold. And he wires his money, right? What I think it is that $400,000 was to buy him some time with somebody else he owed money to, who was even bigger and badder than Mickey and all of his lawyers. Because he was into racing, right?
Right.
We're talking about the 80s, right? What was going on in racing in the 80s? What was the big thing in the 80s racing?
What, cocaine?
Cigarette boats.
Oh, yeah.
And they were running cocaine. So I think he got involved with something along those lines with the wrong people, owed them money. He didn't have the money, but he had at least $700,000 to walk away with. And that's what he tried to do. He did the gold so he wouldn't be traceable, because he can change the gold into whatever currency he needed. And the 400 was to pay whoever he owed money to buy him some time until he can get the rest of the money and never come back. Maybe he got caught up with and he paid his money back, or they decided not to do anything to him and sent him back to the States knowing he would get caught.
Yeah, but why kill Mickey Thompson other than I'm not going to pay him any money, knowing there's a chance he's going to get caught?
That may have been his way out, was to get Mickey Thompson killed, because there may have been something else behind all that. It's a big conspiracy theory that I had in mind. So it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Because the first time I ever heard about Mickey Thompson, I was a little kid. And like I said earlier before we started, I think I met him when I was real little, because I grew up, or I was raised in South Cali. And yeah, that's basically what I was saying. But I remember going to a lot of car shows and drag races and road course races in California with my father, but I don't really like remember them as much as I remember the sports venues we went to, because I was more into sports as a kid than I was loud cars and an occasional half naked woman. Like whatever, yay, woo. Um, but so I think I met him at like one of those events. Like he was at a booth or something. Or I don't know. I don't remember. But I remember hearing his name growing up. You've met my Uncle Jerry.
Yep.
So you know I was destined to be into cars somehow with that type of uncle. And so I mean I remember hearing Mickey. And then as I got older and I seen the tires, I was like, oh, it's just a tire company. What do I know? And then probably maybe 15 years ago, somebody said something about, no, Mickey Thompson was like a race car driver. I was like, what the fuck he wasn't. It was a tire guy. Well, okay, maybe he raced way back in the day, and then he started designing tires and realized he could make more. No, whatever. Then I did my research and I started looking into it. And I was like, wait a minute. And the first time I read about the case and how it ended, I was just like, nah. No, you are not going to pin all of that on good old Frank. There's no, go back and look at his wreck. If they were to put that under investigation today with today's technology, that case would have lasted 2 hours in court, and he would have given up everybody. They would have had everybody. See, all that,
if you go back and look at just, I think you may be overthinking it a little bit. I think that it was just, you know, Frank or Goodwin. He was a notorious hothead. He wasn't very good with his money. You know, he obviously owed. I mean, to owe that much money, that's dude. Yeah, man. And you know my background, and I know yours as well. You know what
you just said just leads right into what I was saying.
I don't think that the law enforcement we're gonna pry any farther. But if you were looking at 2 consecutive life terms and never gonna see the outside of a prison, why wouldn't you flip? Why wouldn't you go, hey, you know, can we make a deal here? So maybe he was, you know, just, but if there was 2 people, who was the other guy?
I see, but that's the thing. I think it was more than just another person. I think it was deep. It may not be as deep as I was talking.
He was identified as being there.
By who? Some random person, or was it somebody that was across the street? You see what I'm saying, though?
Neighborhood, yeah.
I can pay somebody to be an eyewitness. This is what you saw. Here's $1,000. Shut your mouth. Dude, it was the 80s. Everything was corrupt in the 80s.
Well, this trial took on in 2001, though.
But I'm saying when all that happened, a witness? Come on, man. Anybody could be paid to be a witness. If it was a complete setup like I theorize it could have been. Notice I say could have been. I'm not a full-time believer in my own theory. There's still holes I'm trying to fill. All right.
I'm going, okay, well, where are you coming from with this idea? But
I figure by the time I'm 70, if I have the answer, I can become a politician.
Maybe you run for president.
No, I'll be too young, apparently.
Way too young. But I mean, that's
another 30 years.
Was there was there anybody else? Anybody in the chats? You know, think of any other mysterious race car drivers or team owners or anybody like that involved with murder or crime or anything like that? Aside from Junior Johnson, we all know how he got his NASCAR start.
Whoa. Was it anything like Kamala got her start?
No, far from it.
I'm sorry.
I mean, Junior Johnson, he started racing through the hills of Tennessee and North Carolina,
Yep.
running moonshine from the law.
Supposedly.
Oh no, he admitted it. There ain't no
I-
supposedly about it.
Hey, but when the story fits, you just go, all right. Especially when it's boosting your popularity. No, that's definitely true.
I'd like to not do a deep dive on him, but I like to look into him too.
Yeah.
He's got an interesting story. They even made a movie about him. We might cover later.
We can talk about some shine runners one day.
Yeah.
Talk
Or
about some
popcorn.
I was about to say some shine runners that never turned into drivers.
Popcorn Sutton.
Good old Popcorn Sutton. He was a good man.
Well, I guess that's it for this hour of random automotive history.
How fast can we bore you? Neater.
You want to do the Operation Tackle Box?
Not really. I'm having trouble breathing with all these sinus problems.
That's okay. I'll do it. Let's see. I'll get it pulled up here.
Thank you, brother.
And I know that's hot out there. Y'all, please, this coming up week is supposed to get hotter. Stay hydrated. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Junior Johnson. Yeah, absolutely. He was never caught. See, we're gonna have to do an episode about Junior Johnson.
Guess what we're doing next week?
We're gonna have to.
Thanks, Frank. No, I actually have to go do some research.
I'd like to get Frank on. Well, we may not go live, but I think we'll go into a recording. We've talked about it. I might have to get him on here and record some and just post it.
Well, he can get on it if he doesn't mind having his voice online, and he can just have a blank screen. Or we can do like in the Unsolved Mysteries where they blur him out and give him a voice changer. Make him sound like an 80-year-old woman that smokes Marlboros.
Because somebody's got some automotive knowledge, especially for the back in the day, the OG hot rod stuff. Him
and Jerry need to sit down and talk. Matter of fact, is he from the area? He might know Jerry.
I mean, he's in Middle Georgia, but he's not. He's from Jersey originally.
Oh, that's what's wrong with him. I'm just kidding. 74-year-old man who smoked Winston's. Same thing.
Yeah.
Marlboro,
his automotive knowledge.
Winston was the automotive racing side. No, I get it.
Especially of Mopar. He's a big Dodge Dart nut, like I am a Dodge Ram nut.
A Dart nut.
You should see what he's had before.
Shut up! Don't start. I keep finding old 70s Dodge and Chevy muscle cars for sale, and it's killing me. Oh, it is killing me.
That's another reason why I don't like the Mecum Auto Auctions and Barrett Jackson.
They have,
and I hadn't even thought about it, but and a couple years ago, Frank had I don't remember, maybe it's been longer. This imaginary, they are to be, and I'll call them right now. I don't care. They are to blame for this imaginary inflation of the old classic cars. This made up inflation. They run up the price tag on some old Chevelle or
partially
even a Chevette for that matter.
Partially. I think they're definitely the biggest problem with it. But I think what did it was movies like Gone in 60 Seconds, where they started bringing back old hot rods in movies. That's what grabbed the attention of the public. And then all these auction places are like, fuck, we can snatch that up and turn that into a cash cow. And that's exactly what they did.
Right. Well, I mean,
Because,
even
I mean,
TV shows like
muscle cars didn't really start getting hot until movies and TV shows started doing that again. Plus, like here in the Southeast, you know what they did with them in Atlanta?
yeah.
They jack them up, put a fucking 6 to 12-inch lift on them, and put oversized rims with rubber bands on them.
Yep. And it's stock brakes and
Yeah.
transmissions and rear
Yeah.
ends.
And lights everywhere.
Yeah.
So
That's
the
one of the most. That'll be another episode.
I thought that was the most disrespectful thing to do to a car, but I get it. It's a culture, it's a style. It's like people doing lowriders. There's people out there that are muscle car nuts that are just like, oh my god, lowriders are so disrespectful. I find the beauty in those too. Would I do that? Not to every muscle car, but you give me a 64 Impala and it's getting dropped. Me and Tupac gonna cruise down the street.
When did Barrett Jackson get its start?
I don't know.
1971.
Yeah. But most of what they were doing back then was like really well-to-do cars, though, right?
I mean, yeah. Have you ever watched Barrett Jackson?
Like twice, and for
And
like
Mecum-
maybe a couple of minutes at a time.
Mecum's
the same thing.
they started in '88.
Oh, look at that. Was it after March of '88?
I don't know.
I'm not one of those big conspiracy theorists, but when the stuff is laid out for you, you have to raise the question. Just say it.
It doesn't say. It just says 88. That's all I can find.
Yeah. See, now they're hiding the truth.
Mm.
It's all tied together.
I mean, I think that. I mean, they've been doing stunt cars and movies back in the Buster Keaton days.
Yeah, but they were beating those things
for those
up.
listening, if you don't know who Buster Keaton was, go look. You'll be thoroughly entertained,
or at least surprised.
Yeah, he was like the original Hollywood stuntman, but
a hero to some.
I guess in a way that's kind of what influenced Mickey Thompson buying his first car. He bought his first car was a 1928 Chevrolet for $7.50.
I believe
something
it.
like that.
First person to do 50 miles an hour.
Then you mess with that, trying to figure out how to make it faster. I think there's something in what we do. And like a couple episodes ago with our buddy Craig is, that's our therapy. That's our therapy from whatever's going on out here in the world, whatever's going on at home. You got control right there in the shop. So it's in a lot of ways that's our therapy. It helps us process things that we're dealing with. It helps us. So, and the purveyors of positive mental attitude here, BC and Ski, along the same lines. It's not exactly a mentality of, oh, everything's great, everything's wonderful, having that facade, but it's more like, hey man, something's going on right now, but I know I can get through it. I know I can deal with it. So just having that positive mental attitude and I heard it a couple years ago from them, and I was like, yeah, no matter what's going on out here in the world, I adopted that in my work, even at work, not only here at the house, but at work. That I'm in control. Whatever I'm dealing with, working on something physically, but it's helping me mentally process through. So there's a lot of there's a lot of healing you can accomplish in the shop. A lot of things you could process through. Maybe Frank can kind of agree there. And there again, you know, some of the vehicles sometimes can be such a pain in the behind that you want to throw a wrench across the shop, shoot it and set it on fire. You know,
That's the one.
57 Fairlane. I bet you that was gorgeous.
For $25?
Was it 25? I thought it was 2,500.
No, $25 and 2 payments.
Oh, there's a decimal there.
$25 and 2 payments. Yeah, Bosco, he's 74. They still do that.
So I give you $1,250 now, and when I get paid, I give you the other $1,250.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. But for
what engine was in there?
But for $25,
57 Fairlane.
I bet it was the Prom Queen. Talk about it looking good. But that was nice. Yeah, for $25, it better be the Prom Queen.
Oh yeah. A buddy of mine in school had a 65 or 66, maybe they're the same thing.
312. That's one I have not worked on yet. There's quite a few of them. I'm just saying 312 is definitely.
Yeah. Was it hardtop convertible?
Hardtop. I bet $250 on it.
Yeah, being up there, it probably was a hardtop. 1965.
No, the 65, he was out in California, wasn't he? That's what he said earlier.
I think so.
Yep. In the 65 to 66. So it might have been soft top, hard top.
Yep. Hard top. 3 on the tree with an open diff. Oh,
aren't you glad rubber was made stronger back then?
It seemed like parts were made stronger back then too.
Yeah. But they were about 10 times heavier.
All right, so let's get into this real quick before we bounce out of here. I'll bring it up. Share screen. Where am I at? Boom. I had like 3 or 4 windows pulled up. There we are. Operation Tackle Box. Turtle is very intimate with this company. Operation Tackle Box. We talk about them a few times. They're healing through reeling and wheeling. Healing through reeling, combat veterans, helping combat veterans. Combat veterans, helping combat veterans. Yes. Okay, there. I got it.
Yep.
Sorry. Find them on Facebook and Instagram. Next mission coming up. They got something coming up September 19th through the 23rd.
Yep.
If y'all want to, anybody wants to go on there and donate to their cause. Actively seeking donations. I will put the link to their website in the show notes. Please go follow them on Facebook and Instagram. They do a lot of good for our veterans. Help them with their VA claims. Take them out on fishing expeditions, and they're still doing their raffle for their side-by-side. There it is right there.
Till what, December?
Till December 20th. It's a brand new 2023 Polaris Ranger XP 1000. We'll be raffling off to one lucky winner. Head on over to Facebook for more details. Give them a like and a follow as well. They have, let's see.
And they are doing, like, the last I heard, it was like a few $1,000s worth of upgrades to it as well. So
Oh, really?
It's not going to just be a stock XP 1000.
You can go on there and donate. They take PayPal, MasterCard, all the credit cards. I am a huge supporter of them. Y'all see my hat and my shirt that I got from Brother Turtle. But you go in there in order to get you a hat, to T-shirt, whatever you want. They got stuff on there for ladies as well. It's not just a man thing, but it's a very good 501c3 nonprofit organization by veterans, for veterans. They mean a lot to me because they've helped my brother Turtle, and he's my brother, so you got to back your brother's play. Any plans for this week? Any automotive stuff you get into?
I'd like to get into getting some tires and that steering fixed on the Jeep, but you got to win the lottery to be able to pay for tires nowadays.
You got your parts?
I've had the parts. Remember, I was supposed to come over to your house and do them, but we ended up doing something else.
I mean, I got an air compressor and an air gun. One of those.
Yeah, but why put basically stock parts back on when it's the oversized rims and tires that are messing the parts up?
I'd probably say it's just
go ahead.
Tires.
But you know what I'm saying. I still got to get tires. And yeah. I've got stock rims and tires to put on it for now, because the replacements for the 35s that are on there, I'm gonna have to buy one every other month. And for what I want to put on there, rims and tires, a set of 5 I can get. I think it was like for $2,200.
Frank says swapping the trans in 68.
Nice.
You got a transmission jack? I hope he does. A turbo 400 or turbo 350? I think he's got a 68 C10 or I think it's a GMC step side pickup that he's got. Nice. If I'm not mistaken.
I got to get to work on this damn bike. That's what I got. That's what I got to do. I got to get that thing taken apart, take the parts over to somebody else, have them go through them and clean them and whatnot. I thought about just taking the whole motor out, taking it to somebody and go, the boat, fix it.
I'm here to do stuff with this.
This is an Evo motor, and nobody apparently likes working on Evo motors. And I'm like, that was Harley's answer to everybody complaining about the shovel head. Wow, what the fuck? So, I got to get.
I don't have any. Well, I got to swap a seat out in my D100 and got to start working on it because it's just sitting there. It's been sitting there since I got it back from you. Yeah, the red step-side GMC.
Nice.
Yep.
Have to get some pictures from you sometime.
I don't know of any car shows local yet, but it's coming on upcoming. I'm gonna try and save all the money I can. That way I can have some fun at Mo Party next month. So I'll be eating, hot dogs and
don't drive your truck.
Rice. Don't drive my truck. Which one?
Any of them. That way they don't break down. Tell the wife not to drive hers either.
Go to work and come home. That's it.
Yep, that's it. You're not going grocery shopping or walking around.
I'll be eating cans of tuna and rice for the next month. So I'm just kidding.
Lucky bastard. I'm over here eating ramen noodles and only a half a pack at a time.
I've actually started going back to the gym again. I know I said that earlier in the opening, but at the top of a podcast, but it's.
Did you finally get that job as a janitor?
Yeah. Filling those
that was my job. No. Sorry.
But yeah, I'll be going Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays with the guy, Derek over there at Bad Dog Health and Fitness. He's helped me a lot. So had to totally revamp my whole diet. I've been eating bad stuff. But I've got my list, my dietary stuff that I got to stick to so I can lose this weight. Yeah, man. It helps going to the gym. I mean, you get kind of flexibility back. And, of course, I overdid it Friday, but
oh, well. Get over it.
Yep. Thank y'all for joining us in the chats. It is a lot of fun when y'all are here. And thank y'all for following. Like I said, for our audio listeners on Spotify, iHeart, and Amazon Music. Frank, if you need a trans jack, I got one. I actually have a legit trans jack. If you want, I'll bring it out there to you tomorrow if you want me
to. Yeah, for real. He's not using it.
Not yet. I ain't found a I need to find a transmission for my D100. If anybody knows anybody, I don't have one. But
go out to Peacock.
Maybe I'll find one at Mo Party. The swap meet. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'll be doing. Probably piddling around a little bit with my D100. Put the seats in. I got these sweet cobalt gauges that I got from my podcast buddies over at Kibby and Friends. He said that's too good. I hope you got a fan or at least a shop that you're working on that truck in.
He said, "Hell no, he doesn't even have a jack stand."
I think Peacock's is closed.
Yeah, it is. That's why I said that. I was just joking.
Oh, there's a salvage yard out.
I was either going to say that or Bob's Pick and Pull, but that place
is closed.
Yeah, it got tore down and turned into a Copart.
They got another pick and pull place out on 247 in Warner Robins.
It's the same as it always was.
Yeah.
Different owners changed the name, turned it into a pick and pull.
It's about time we had another one around here, man.
Yeah, but they need to have some good shit. That one on 247, I heard they got a lot of LS stuff if you're looking for LS stuff. But they got mostly import stuff, 90s and above.
Yeah, I'm looking for a A518 2-wire transmission, but maybe I'll get lucky. I don't know yet.
Yeah, more snakes and rats. And a couple of critters running around too.
Yep, especially that place. Yeah, I mean, all they did was build a salvage yard in a swamp.
Oh, it's been there for years.
Well, yeah, it was under a different name back then.
Yeah, it's been under several names. I remember hearing it was either Jerry or my Uncle Steve, his older brother, talk about that place years and years ago. About it being there years and years before that. I think my dad was looking for a part for his Bronco that he had at the time, the big box Bronco, the 80s Bronco.
Yeah.
We had one of those for a while.
Oh, bullnose.
Yeah, he was looking for a timing chain is what because he kept breaking. Not popping, but breaking timing chains. Yeah, see, and that place has been there way before 86. But anyway, not the whole.
Anyway, all right then. Well, folks, y'all, thank you all very much for being in the chats. For our audio listeners, I'll say it again. Go into your settings, hit auto download on this video here. Click subscribe. Click video like on the video. Hit subscribe. Share this to your Facebooks and Instagrams and to people if they like automotive and music content. I'll keep kicking out some random facts throughout the week. Might do another music content next weekend. I don't know. We'll have to talk about it when we get off here. So get back on the game. Primus.
Some obscure band that nobody would expect us to cover.
Dropkick Murphys.
Presidents of the United States of America. In the
All right.
In the campaign to get the Georgia State song changed to Peaches. I can't believe people actually started a campaign on that. Anyway.
All right. Hang on, Turtle. All right, brothers and sisters. I love y'all. As always, the road goes on forever. Y'all have a great week. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. I want to see y'all back here in the chats next week. We'll make it a little earlier, make it a little later. I don't know yet. I love y'all. Peace.
Thanks for riding with us on the Forever Road podcast with Bosco. Hey, you can find and follow us at Instagram and Facebook, or just drop us a line or a question anytime at foreverroadpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time on the Forever Road podcast.